Alright guys, I'm Cosmo the Coder and welcome to another of my Humble Bundle reviews. It's been a little while, but they have finally graced us with another Humble Bundle. This week we're looking at the Humble Staff Picks Bundle, and this time we're looking at someone called Nick, which turns out to be a sort of fox that's an engineer apparently. Actually, I'll see if I can show you, hang on. There he is. Isn't he cute? Aww. Anyway. So these bundles are usually quite good because they have quite some really good games in them. So let's have a little look and see what we've got. First up then, we have got a game called Volume, which as I start playing, is about £15 or about $20 on Steam. It's a stealth sort of cyberpunk action game from the same people who are behind Thomas Was Alone. If you've never heard of Thomas Was Alone, then it's quite a good game. You basically play a guy called Loxley, and it's basically a retelling of the Robin Hood legend as he commits crimes through acts of non-lethal stealth in a quest to sort of rob the rich and give to, well, it uses a different word for poor, but sort of the unheard. Let's put it that way. So in general, it's one of those sort of sneak around games and do things games. So if you're a fan of sort of the thief-esque sort of games, you'll definitely kind of enjoy it. Good reviews, 86% overall, 80% on Metacritic. It looks pretty good and it plays pretty well according to the reviews. So one to enjoy, I think. Next up then is TIS 100 or TIS 100. Oh, hang on, that's not right. We'll try that again. There we go. Get the right one this time. £5 on Steam or $7. It's a sort of programming puzzle game. It's basically sort of an open-ended programming game by the same people who made Space Chem and Infinity Factory, where you basically rewrite corrupted code segments to sort of repair the actual system and sort of unlock its sort of secrets. It's without making you sound sort of dumb, it's really kind of one of those games that you have to sort of be fairly au fait with sort of programming languages and quite sort of capable with it. It's not something you sort of just pick up and just do. You sort of have to read the manual and learn how to actually do sort of some elements of programming. So it's definitely one that you have to sort of spend some time learning to do if you're not already a kind of programmer. Great reviews though, 100% recently, 97% overall. Can't really say much more than that, other than it's if you're not really into programming, you're probably not going to be necessarily into this game, but it might be something to sort of pick up and play around with, because that's apparently what it is. It's kind of a sandbox-esque sort of game. Next we have Legend of Grimrock 2. Now, similar to its predecessor, Legend of Grimrock is a sort of RPG dungeon crawler with sort of puzzle elements. It basically sort of plays like an old school kind of game where you're sort of locked in a grid traversal system, sort of moving forward and sideways and left and right, and you sort of face enemies sort of head on using a variety of different spells and everything. But it has more modern graphics and more modern control system. The predecessor did extremely well, and this one has also got extremely good reviews. Cost-wise, you're looking about £18 on Steam or $24. Review-wise, 100% again recently, 92% overall. A game that if you're into RPGs and, well, don't mind the sort of old school look and feel of the game, then you'll definitely enjoy playing. Moving on then to the green tier, and pay, well, at the moment a pretty good price, just over $3.50 for 3 more games. First up, Infinity Factory, which I sort of mentioned earlier. So it's a carry on from TIS 100. Infinity Factory is £19 on Steam or $25. It's a puzzle simulation game set in a sort of a sandbox environment where you basically build factories that sort of assemble various products for your sort of alien overlords and try not to die in the process. It's basically a puzzle sort of game where you try to complete missions by building factories that do various tasks to make the aliens happy. It's an exceptionally good game. 97% overall on Steam. A lot of people can't fault it. Some complain about the controls and the cameras being a bit off, but in general, it's good for you. If you're a puzzle fan, you'll enjoy it definitely. The Secret World. Now, this may be a bit difficult, controversial. Depends on how it goes. The Secret World is an MMO RPG game where it's basically set in sort of the sort of modern-esque world, but you sort of have to imagine that every sort of myth, conspiracy theory, and urban legend was true. So you're looking at monsters, tooth fairies, the whole sort of shebang. And you basically exist in this world where you align with secret societies to face off the looming darkness. And yes, I'm reading the blurb. It's £25 on Steam or $30. Review-wise, pretty good. 76% recently, 85% overall, and 74% on Metacritic. Now, the biggest sort of tagline you may notice is that it says it does not require a subscription, and you're absolutely right, and that's absolutely true. You don't, but, and there's always a but, you are basically allowed to play the game as you will up to a certain point. If you want to access certain things or certain features, you basically have to become a member, which is a subscription-based system, and there are DLCs which do cost quite a lot of money. There's also this, and I'll try and show you there. This little thing at the moment. So you buy once, you play forever, like it says here. No membership is required. Purchase the game and experience the Secret World without a monthly fee. Optional membership and in-game services offers tons of loyalty, rewards, and more. And you basically have to sort of do. You do get 30 days free membership at the beginning, so it dangles it in front of you and says, "Here, have the membership." So here's how good it is. So it's trying to secretly sort of get you to do something which you may or may not want to do. I don't like that kind of stuff, but it is what it is. They do what they have to do. Finally, in the green tier, then, if it works, there we go. Click. Dungeons 2. Now, Dungeons 2 looks a lot, I have to say, like Dungeon Keeper, the old sort of bullfrog game, and basically that is exactly what it is to a certain degree. It's actually what it's advertised, but a lot of it's sort of mentioned in the actual review system. It's a management RPG game, and in a sense you basically control various monsters and minions to do your work as you sort of take on the heroes of the overworld. So you're not actually underground this time, you're overground. Wombling free. £25 on Steam, $30 or $30. Review wise, it isn't as great as all the other games. 56% recently, 72% overall, and 70% on Metacritic. One of the sort of biggest complaints about the game is that it's a bit lacking in areas such as plot and story, and you find yourself sort of spending hours upon hours doing sort of menial tasks just to get through the sort of rather lackluster plot. So it's something to sort of be aware of in terms of that. Finally then, the blue tier is a game that was actually in the October's Humble Monthly, is Grim Dawn, which is £25 on Steam or about $30. Again, it's a sort of a Diablo-esque sort of RPG action hacks and slash game where you enter an apocalyptic world where humanity is on the brink of extinction, and you have to sort of basically crawl around the dungeons, fight monsters, develop your character, and build new and interesting weapons, and I lost my train of thought. And complete quests. There we go. Finally got it there in the end. There's sort of a whole choice and consequence element within the game, so it's quite an interesting sort of version of Diablo in that it does have a sort of a consequence system within what you choose to do and how you choose to do it. Review wise are good, 89% recently, 92% overall, and 83% on Metacritic. I'm quite glad it's $14 because it was actually $12 for Humble Monthly, so that's quite a good price considering, but that was the only sort of niggle in terms of that, because I sort of thought, well, hang on. They offered it in Humble Monthly last month. Now they're putting it into a weekly or fortnightly bundle. And that is your bundle. Now there doesn't appear to be any indication of an extension, so this is pretty much it for the 2 weeks. So what do we think about it? Well, It's a good looking bundle, certainly for the price. I mean, if you think about it in terms of that, you're getting a good, I mean, let's have a look at this. Let me just have a quick look here. We're talking 15, 20, almost £40 worth of games in just the first tier. You know, at the second tier, you're getting even more for that. You're getting 50, almost £70 worth of games in the green tier. Despite sort of the Secret World and maybe the Dungeons 2 not being so great, you're getting quite a few games that are exceptionally well received. Now, the problem I have with this bundle is I own most of them. The only two I don't have are the Secret World and Dungeon 2, and I'm not really going to buy it for those two games based on the reviews, really. Although it is quite cheap. I'll think about it. I'll think about it. But in general, I'm actually quite impressed with this bundle. And I think, in terms of value for money and the games you get, I'm going to give it a nice 9 out of 10. You know, it's not a bad bundle at all. I'm quite impressed with it. For the cost, well, for the price you pay to get what is in the bundle, it's nice. It's good. I like it. There you go. And that finally, boys and girls, should be it. Now, as always, like and subscribe for more videos from me, and let me know what you think about the bundle as well. Now, hopefully, if I actually get this done right, up at the top should be two little things you can click on. Now, if you think that's right, the one on the left should be a video that YouTube thinks you would like. The one on the right should be my most recent upload, which probably at the moment is going to be something with Shadow Warrior 2 in it. But hopefully I'll get that sorted before the end of the video. If not, if you don't see it, then I haven't done it yet, and you've just watched this too quickly for me to actually sort it out. Anyway, I've been Cosmo the Coder. Thank you for watching, guys. And as always, happy gaming.